Jing Wei fills the sea. Far to the north, on Mount Fajo, heavenly trees grow tall and thick. Among the branches lives a small bird called Jing Wei. She looks like a crow, with patterns on her head, a white beak, and bright red claws. As she flies through the sky, she calls out her name again and again. Jing Wei, Jing Wei. But long ago, she wasn't a bird at all. She was once a lively little girl named Nuar, the youngest daughter of Emperor Ye. She was clever, cheerful, and full of life. Everyone adored her. From a young age, Nuar loved the sea. Every day, she would run to the shore to play. She liked to stand on the rocks and watch the rolling blue waves, and she loved picking up shiny seashells from the sand. Sometimes, she stood by the sea and wondered, where does the sun come from? How does it rise over the eastern sea? If only father could take me there to see it. But Emperor Yen was always busy. He had a great kingdom to manage and rarely had time to stay home with his beloved daughter. One day, Nuwa went to the shore again. Just like always, she gazed at the vast ocean for a long time. Suddenly, Nuwa had a thought. What if I could go beyond the sea? Maybe I could find where the sun rises. So she began to run along the beach. She ran and ran for a long time, but the sea just stretched on and on. How can I ever reach the other side? She wondered. Just then, she saw a small boat resting quietly on the sand. Perfect, she thought. If I row this boat across the sea, I'll finally see where the sun comes up. Nuar climbed into the boat and began to paddle out into the eastern sea. She looked at the dancing waves, watched the white seagulls flying overhead, and felt pure joy in her heart. But she didn't notice that the water was growing deeper. The sky was getting darker, and a strong wind was rising from the sea. Suddenly, the wind howled. The waves grew wild and tall. Nuar's tiny boat rocked like a leaf in the storm, thrown high into the air, then slammed down hard again. She looked up. Black clouds rolled across the sky. Thunder crashed. Lightning flashed. Rain poured down in sheets. The waves rose like mountains. A giant wave hit the boat and swept away her oar. She held tightly to the side of the boat and cried out, "Papa! Mama!" But the thunder was louder. The sea roared louder. The rain beat down like sharp arrows. Her hands were frozen and aching from the cold. She held on as long as she could. But then, a wave, huge, like a mountain, crashed down. It crushed the boat and pulled both Nuwa and the boat deep beneath the sea. When the storm passed, her family searched the coast, calling her name with tears in their eyes. But she was gone, lost forever in the deep, cold sea. Yet Nuar's spirit was too strong to disappear. Her soul turned into a small, beautiful bird, Jing Wei. From that day on, every time she hears the sea roar or sees its waves crashing, her heart burns with anger. The sea had taken her life. Now, she was going to fight back. So every day, Zivi flies to mountains. She picks up tiny twigs and pebbles in her beak and drops them into the sea. Again and again, day after day, year after year, the sea roared and laughed. "Little bird," it said, "even if you work for 1,000,000 years, you'll never fill me." But high in the sky, Jing Wei called back, "You evil, sea! Even if it takes 10 million years, or 100 million, or until the end of time, I will fill you." "Why do you hate me so much?" asked the sea. "Because you took my life," said Jing Wei, "and you will take others too. That's why I'll never stop. Someday, I will turn you into dry land. No matter the weather, sunshine or storm, wind or thunder, she keeps going. And even today, she hasn't stopped. She is still flying, still carrying her pebbles, still trying to turn the sea into land, one tiny stone at a time."